Hi, this is Barnaby Dillon. I'm here to tell you about Doceri, which is a free app, so you should download it so you can try it out while you watch this video. This video was made with my Doceri app, and it's kind of like Show Me. It's well suited for making videos for the kids to watch at home if you're flipping the class or having a sub or something, but it's also really good for using live while you lecture. It records every pen stroke that you make. So and you can play back all those pen strokes for the next class also, and then you can just worry about talking, or during that second class you can record your talking and separate the recording of the talking from the recording of the pen strokes, so that it turns out really good. So when you first start up Doceri, you'll see something that looks like this, and in the middle are all the common drawing tools. If you double click on one of the drawing tools, you get a menu that shows you even more options. So, for example, there's this arrow right here that you can add in and always have that available. And then these tools are also very useful. The first one on the left there's that arrow I was talking about, is the background color. So I selected white here, and it gets rid of that frame. Or you can choose a background that's already built in, like graph paper or map, or you can add in a custom one. You can choose anything from your camera roll, so if you've taken a screenshot of something, you can add it like that. I'm going to go to the picture icon and add something from my camera. I'm going to take a picture of a periodic table, but first I'll click this button on the right there. That adds a new slide, so it has slides. It's not just all on one page, so you can keep what you've drawn on one slide and start a new one instead of having to erase it. So that's nice. So here I am selecting the picture icon. I'll choose camera, and I'll take a picture of my periodic table. So, for example, here's how I would use this program live. I would start with a periodic table, and I would tell my students about how it's divided into two parts. You have the metals on the left, and you have the nonmetals on the right. In between you have the metalloids, and there's 6 of them, and there they are. And this group, there's the really reactive nonmetals, it's called the halogens. And on the right is the not reactive at all nonmetals, and those are called the noble gases. And you might have noticed that I was able to write what probably looked to you really fast and fairly neatly on my iPad screen with my stylus, and that's because this is actually a, I don't know what to call it, it's not a video, but this is a recording of all my pen strokes that I actually recorded live during a class. And so all of them are there, and then I just added that presentation to this presentation, and just played it for you by pressing play, so I didn't have to write anything again because I'd already done it. And you might also notice that it looks my writing looks neater than it usually does. That's because you can zoom in pretty far. So here's a picture of how you can zoom in by spreading by pinching or unpinching. And when I hold the iPad vertically, I get something that looks kind of like this. And here at the top, I see whatever is going to go on the screen, and then I can see the zoomed in view down here. So that's really nice. And what I'm doing right now with this arrow is I'm putting my finger up here on this part, and then when I drag around my finger it moves around, so it's kind of like a laser pointer or something like that. So now I want to show you where all the most powerful features of Doceri are. They're in this menu right here. You pull it down, and you get this kind of complicated looking thing. And every tick there is a change in your slide. The blue boxes are where you've added pictures. The red is where you've added stops, so that when I go through it for the next class, I can just press play and it'll play this part, for example, and then stop right there. So you can see this part has a lot of ticks because that's where I was writing. I was writing on the periodic table like metals and nonmetals and stuff like that. So each pen stroke is a tick in that part. So I can grab this box right there, and drag it back and forth, and it'll go through the entire presentation. So that's a way to find stuff easily, and that also gives you an idea of what the ticks mean. So I'll do that right now. I'll just drag back and forth for you. So I'm going towards the beginning of the presentation. There's the beginning, and then going back, sliding to the right again. And these buttons right there, the left and right stop one, just let you move one click at a time through your presentation, so kind of like a fine tuning. When you find something you want to change anywhere in the presentation, you can just click there if you want to take out that last pen stroke or whatever it was, whatever the change was, or you can just add something right in. And so you can change your notes year to year, for example, add something in the middle of your lecture. This part here allows you to control how fast it plays through your pen stroke, so it can look like it's writing slower or faster. And this button is where you add stops, so that while you're playing it with this button, it automatically stops in a certain place or pauses in a certain place until you press play again. So when I'm done with a presentation, I click the recording menu, which is there, and you can record and write at the same time, but I'm not talented enough to do that well, and I'm kind of a perfectionist, so I like to do them separate. So you press start recording, and then you can, in that same menu, you can pause it, or when you're done, you press stop, and then it gives you options for saving it. This is one drawback of Doceri. It doesn't have a hosted web page you save it on. You can save it to your Dropbox or to your camera roll or something like that. So I just put it in my Dropbox and then upload it to EDU for the kids to see. Or also you can click that menu and make a PDF of each slide, so then you get something that looks like this. So this is actually the PDF, and then you can see over here are all the different slides. I have like 9 slides in this presentation. So that's all. I'll also mention if you have a lot of PowerPoints, you can use kind of a tag-along application that installs on your computer, Mac or PC, and it allows you to open anything on your computer and then use these annotation tools over it. So that would be really useful for PowerPoints. You can control it from your iPod and also draw on it, and it's really smooth and nice. Okay, hope that was helpful.